didn't even see you there. Yes. I heard you'd been looking for some information on the family. You've come to the right place. Yes. See, I happen to be in possession of this lovely family tree created by one Ruth Robinson. I don't know if you've met her before. Yes, and it happens to have a comprehensive list of all of, well, Grandpa Tom's side of the family, but don't worry, I have Grandma's side of the family too. And I wanted to tell you a story today about, let's see if we can zoom in real close. This side of the family right here, they're known as the Prettyman family, and they've got a pretty interesting history. So let's dive in. Our story begins here with a man named David Marvel. David was born on the 5th of January in 1729 in the English province of Maryland. Fun fact, where he was born is actually now Delaware. He married a woman in 1754, and no, her name was not Sarah Prettyman, it was Comfort Prettyman, but Sarah Prettyman will come back later. So he marries a woman named Comfort Prettyman, who has a vastly superior name, and they have 3 kids together, and their kids' names are Prudence, Patience, and Prettyman. Wow, what a family. Best names in the entire family tree. I'm telling you that right now. Okay? Prettyman, Prudence, Patience, and Comfort. And David. So they're rich colonial landowners. They raise horses, some of the best in the colonies, and they have a peach orchard, and they make brandy, which is also considered some of the best in the colonies. They live a happy, great life together, except, no, they don't. Because here's what happens while they're alive. In 1776, America declares its independence from Britain. Well, David Marvel is a Tory sympathizer. This guy's really, really into Britain. The problem is, his 3 kids are not. Patience, Prudence, and Prettyman are pretty pro-American, and they very openly fight with their father about it. I'm not sure how strong his wife's opinions were, but she was definitely pro her children, and that created a big schism in the family. So they're living in Sussex County, Delaware, and the Revolutionary War is happening. And Pretty Marvelman Sr., that's the son of David and Comfort, he can remember when he was a kid standing in their yard and watching General George Washington and his troops marching past the house, and he said the Continental Army looked bad. He said they looked bad. He also said that he and local neighbor kids would have to kind of stand up and protect their homes because there would be these roving bands of marauders that would come through towns and just like trash everything. So in 1783, all the American colonies have gained their independence, and it's a cause for celebration in America. But there's no celebration happening in the Marvel household. In 1789, David Marvel files for divorce against Comfort Prettyman, likely because of, the whole he's a British sympathizer thing. So Comfort Prettyman kind of drops off the map after that. I mean, it's unheard of, and I'm sure, a woman whose husband files for divorce against her, that's, probably pretty shameful. So he marries again. If you guessed that it was Sarah Prettyman, yes, he marries Sarah Prettyman in 1989, and Sarah Prettyman is either the sister or the cousin of his first wife, Comfort Prettyman. Yikes. So Sarah Prettyman has 3 children with David: Elizabeth, David Jr., and Burton. And, I think if we're just looking at the names, David really, he gave up a good thing, because I can see that the wives were doing the naming, and Comfort Prettyman just had better name game. The name of the game is naming, and she was better at naming, and therefore gaming. Okay, anyway. I also want to mention another little factoid. His son, Prettyman Marvel Sr., that guy who saw General Washington, he marries a woman named Lavina Rogers. Her father was John Rogers, and her mother's name was Comfort Prettyman, and I don't know what Comfort Prettyman's relation to Comfort Prettyman was, Who was Comfort Prettyman to Comfort Prettyman? Are we looking at the man in the mirror? I don't know. But, just wanted to point out there seemed to be a lot of prettymans showing up in the family where they maybe shouldn't have been showing up, is one way to put it. Okay, so David Marvel dies on the 9th of February in 1796. I don't know how old that makes him. Let me see how old that makes him. Okay, I found out how old that makes him. He was 75 when he died in 1796. Wow. Good job, dude. He had a will, and it came time for the family to read the will. And guys, when I say this man boils my blood. He changed his will shortly before he died to disinherit his first 3 children. Prudence, Patience, Prettyman, left with nothing. Destitute. He left everything to Sarah and her 3 children. Although, honestly, that's kind of fair because they were like, their children were like under 21 when he died. So like, take care of your kids. I get it. But man, that must have sucked. I think they had so much money. They had horses. They had peaches. Oh my God. Prettyman and Lavina were like, we're getting out of here. They moved down to Georgia. They had a kid whose name was Comfort Marvel. Awesome name. Soil in Georgia was terrible, so they moved back north again. And, boy, this one's fizzling out. That was really the big climb.
No, it's not. It's not fizzling out. It's not going to fizzle out, and here's why. I'm proposing a plan of action for our family. I think that we can do it, and I think that we should do it. We're going to disinherit David Marvel. He left our great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother Comfort. He left her. Because what? Because she loved America? Because she was a patriot? That's nothing to be ashamed of. That's something to honor and cherish. And he disinherited our great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, Prettyman. He was a pretty man, and he was a patriot too. And he respected his mother, as we all should. So we're gonna disinherit David Marvel. I'm gonna take some white out to the family tree, and where it says David Marvel, I'm gonna write, who dis? New phone. I don't know him. Okay? This is what I'm gonna do for the family. Today, tomorrow, forever. And 100 years from now, when someone is making a family tree of us, this is gonna show up in the record. They took David Marvel out of the family ledger. They took him out. They were patriots. American heroes. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Gillian's Genealogy Corner. Next time,